And we're live, everyone. Hey, let me grab my hands back here. Welcome to Did You Know? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So, we are back this week with a banger. We want to talk about, we always want to stay current with what's moving out here in the real world. And something that is really popular that everyone is talking about right now is cryptocurrency. And so we want to kind of talk about that a little bit tonight. Cryptocurrency is defined as digital currency using the blockchain to secure transactions. Ford magazine states that the number of users of cryptocurrency will reach 107 million by 2025. And tonight we have a crypto enthusiast. He is also a resident here in the city of Atem, and he comes with a wealth of knowledge on teaching cryptocurrency. So we want to learn from him. Everyone, let's welcome Mr. Arroyo. Hey,
What's going on? What's going on?
what's going on?
Not much. Chilling. Excited to be here. I
I
appreciate the
know.
invite.
Of course, I'm happy to have you. Happy to have you.
So what's up?
Listen,
Yeah.
listen, tonight is not going to be any different. To start my show the same way. I'm a curious person. We are all individuals in this space and we run into each other, but I'm curious to know, who are you? So tell the audience, who is Mr. Arroyo?
So 1998. I got no. so,
I was finna say,
so-
oh boy, he finna run it down.
I had to drop that real quick. But yeah, no. Just I was born and raised in Brooklyn. I moved to Florida a little before, like maybe a couple of months before the pandemic,
Okay.
and I just kind of, when everything shut down, I kind of took just like a deep dive into finding a way to make some type of income or something from home, which everybody was trying to do that at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I came across cryptocurrency, which was still, it wasn't new, but it was still like, we're still in the baby phase. Like it's still new, and
Mm-hmm.
and I started looking. I went through the whole, the NFT stuff when they were booming. Everybody had an NFT, you know, and I got into that. I took my hits with that, and I seen that there was a potential for, some, I mean, great investments in the space, and
Mm-hmm.
I just dove in, and I've been head over heels over it since since then.
Well, you talked about just a second ago NFTs. We're gonna get back to NFTs and how you actually set up to pick your different coins and stuff to trade. I definitely would need to learn some more when it comes down to that.
Gotcha.
What brought you to the metaverse? How you get here out of all places?
I ask myself that all the time. I went and I seen, like, the this was when VR games, and same thing, social interaction. A lot of my history is from the pandemic. So I
Mhm.
hated that point in my life, like when we went through that, but I'm kind of grateful that it happened,
Mhm.
just because it shaped, my career path. But when my son was being homeschooled, and I mean, everything was just Zoom calls all day. I kind of I seen the original Oculus when it came out with the Quest 2, and I just said, let me take a look at this with him. See, they already had some kind of parental guidance, not like it is now. They've kind of, upgraded that a lot, but they had some stuff where you can monitor and things like that, and I didn't want him to have social media.
Mhm.
So I was like, all right, let him get some VR games and whatever. And he played for a little bit, and since it was still fairly new, the arena of it, he kind of got bored of it pretty quick. So I threw it on. I was like, let me test this out. Let me see, play like I played the first game I played was um I think it's called Richie's Plank or something like that. It's like
Mm-hmm.
where you walk the
It's a different app, or
yeah,
is it in here?
no, it's a different app, and it's like you
Okay.
walk like this plank across like the Empire State Building or something. And I was like, this is crazy because like it hit every sense of my body, like my vision, my hearing, everything. Like I couldn't move.
Mm-hmm.
I hate
Mm-hmm.
heights. So so I was stuck there on that plank. So I was like, this is some powerful technology. And then I got introduced to Horizon Worlds after that. And it was just game over from there. The community, I fell into City of Atem, and I mean the relationships that I've built is just like this is next
Next
level
level.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Have you delved into other platforms, or is Horizon Worlds is do you consider this home?
so Horizon Worlds is definitely home. This is where the community is. This is where I get majority of my relationships, clients, things like that are here in Horizon Worlds,
Mm-hmm.
and the authenticity is just like next level.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
when I wanna just go wild wild west with it, that's when I go to VR chat all those other places. I'm like, VR chat is you got like a dragon and a fairy sitting in a church service. It's like,
Yeah.
what is going on here? Like,
We go to
yeah,
VR chat from where Horizon Worlds go to VR chat to let our hair down.
yeah, that's it.
And we,
It's like you don't know what you're gonna see that night.
oh, I've seen some stuff in VR chat.
Definitely. So yeah, but this is it. Like I love being in here. Like I said, everything is it's authentic. Obviously it's still real people behind the avatars.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you do butt heads sometimes, and
Mm-hmm.
there's some disagreements in that, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just it's like all right, and we start over tomorrow.
Right. The social aspect of it is still there. It's
Yep.
still a social media platform where we are navigating through. What's beautiful about it is you're right. We are creating so many different relationships with one another, with networking. So all of that outweighs the toxicity that we could ever, that we could run into. We can
Yeah.
make that decision that, hey, we got some stuff going on in here that's more important.
Yep.
Mhm.
Definite. Definite. We're the Oregon Trail of VR and
Say it
XR and all
again. Yes,
you know.
say it again over here.
So we getting it. We're getting it.
So anybody else in your family gamers, or are you the gamer of the house?
So I'm more of the VR, the social interaction. My younger brother is the Xboxer.
Okay.
And then my son is the oh my gosh, he's the gorilla tagger. Like
Oh my
he just
goodness.
he just runs around swinging on trees and stuff. I'm like,
So you have what, three headsets in the house?
so I have my, and then he still has the Quest 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I had to I had a lot more important stuff to do, so I had to upgrade mine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Moving on along to toward businesses and
Mm-hmm.
getting the higher quality headsets to be able to handle more capacity.
Yep,
Completely
definitely.
understand that. So, I want to dive in a little bit and let's talk about cryptocurrency.
Hmm.
I want because a lot of people, like you mentioned, it's new. They
Yep.
don't understand the concept of it. So, in your view, in your words, explain what cryptocurrency is. No particular coin, but just what is it?
Gotcha. So if you, in the simplest terms, it's basically software with a purpose. That's, people try to make it this whole big grand scheme of things, and Bitcoin is the currency of the future, and all, and it's just software with a background purpose. And it's, if you believe in that, what they're doing, what each project is,
Mm-hmm.
that's where the value comes in,
Mm-hmm.
because it's the same thing as, in here in Horizon Worlds. If there's no community, there's no value.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
So
the simplest term.
Okay, so you're saying that most of the cryptocurrency tokens and coins that are out here now are attached to a purpose, a program, a vision, a mission of some type of way of building community?
Yeah, so they should be, and
Okay.
that's in a, in a perfect world, which we don't live in.
Mhm.
It should be, each coin should be, each token should have something that it's utilizing as a background purpose.
Mhm.
But you have meme coins, which are, there's really nothing to them.
Yeah. Wait
It's
a
just
minute now.
it's
Wait
just
a
a strong
minute.
community.
Yeah.
But that's the name of the game. But there
Mhm.
are a lot of strong ones that do have value, in whether it's in, the VR sense, in the real world. So it's all about finding out what that token comes with.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
Mhm.
How do you do your research to pick the right token or the coin? I'm sure you have more than one that you're investing in, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
How do you do the research to determine, okay, I'm going to put my money here?
Gotcha. Yeah. So the first thing, whenever I look at whether it's a new token that they just dropped, or it's the granddaddy of Bitcoin, or whatever the case. I always go to research sites like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, these places, to see like what's the backing of it. What's the vision they have? What are they doing? How are they going to impact our future? Because it's not for right now. Like, people buying Bitcoin and Ethereum and things like that, it's not for right now. This is
Mhm.
this is long-term stuff.
Mhm.
So with that, you have to know, what is their long-term vision. Are they just doing it to make a quick buck right now, or do they have something that's going to change the world in the future? And then secondly, I look at the team that's leading it, because you need a team that's gonna, whether it's, they have, or they're technology engineers, or they have a background in IT, a doctrine in IT, or whatever the case is. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
And so it's that the team that goes with it just adds another level of value to it. You know,
Mhm.
so those are the two main ones. That's where your belief comes in, and that's where you're able to ride the waves of the market, because you believe in it. So when it's down, you're not going to panic and sell everything, and then you're like, oh yeah, it was trash. It didn't work out. And then
Mhm.
6 months later, the token booms, and you just couldn't wait.
Mhm.
So that's with that. And then to lead into that one is, each token, that's been around the block, they do have a history in the market, which is, you can find that through TradingView. You can find that through, like a the exchanges usually tell you that as well, whether it's Coinbase or crypto.com, things like that. They'll tell you as well the history of it. So you can see, like, you know, how did this coin do when COVID hit?
Mhm.
In the last bull run, what was the gains of it, or how far did it fall down in the bear market?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's also something, because that signifies the strength of the coin,
Mhm.
because yeah, these crypto waves, they'll knock you off your board.
Yeah, I was in one for a while, so we're gonna get back to that meme coin in a minute. So I, what do you say really against like all of the critics, especially when it comes down to? I hear you talk about Bitcoin a lot.
Mhm.
Is that one of your favorite tokens? Is that one of your favorite coins or?
Yeah, so Bitcoin is like, that's my, I guess you could say, my Tony Stark heart.
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know, because we wouldn't be where we're at if it wasn't for Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one that Bitcoin is the one that's trying to change how our financial system is, how we interact with each other on a business basis, on an e-commerce basis. All the other ones are kind of like I guess you could say, the plugs of that computer, but Bitcoin is the mainframe of it.
Mm-hmm.
you
Okay.
know?
And so I what this last past March, what they hit, what was that, the all time high of 70, was it
Yeah.
$73,000?
So
Okay.
that was the height right now. And October is always like the the gain month, I guess you can say.
Mm-hmm.
September is always the drop month. So I always tell people, listen, do September is when you want to do research. That's not when you want to be buying stuff.
Yeah.
So, and that's just how it is, whether it's elections or whether, politician
Yes.
comes on stage and coughs into the mic. That's that's how much power, some people have. And it's
Well,
the world we live in.
speaking of, yeah, how the government, is taking a look into what's going on in cryptocurrency. The global crypto regulation report says that while there have been advancements in the technology, there still has to be a lot of work to be done. Bitcoin comes up a lot, especially with who is the owner? That I think that's where a lot of the confusion with Bitcoin may comes in, is people want to know who started it and
Yeah.
who is he and where is he and is he a figment of our imagination?
Yeah. So that's the big question. And some people say it's a person, some people say it's an alias, some like, and Satoshi Nakamoto is
Mm-hmm.
the
The
name of the
pseudo
creator.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they a lot of people lean on that and they're like, we don't even know who it is. We don't, and it's like, listen, it's just software. Like anybody who has, a computer, and now, oh, don't get me started on AI. Like, let's leave that alone.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, with that name, it just, for some people, I don't know, it just like strikes fear, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's
It
like
does. It
it's like,
does.
oh, who is
I
that?
keep my ears peeled. I'm usually kind of listening. I haven't bought any more tokens for a while. It's been about 2 years. I haven't bought any.
Mhm.
But I'm constantly listening, and I do know that what this last spring they were really trying to figure out who he was and was really on a tangent about it. So
Yeah, there was, and there was a lot of people, coming out saying, well, this is what it means, and this is who it is, and it's like, if the government don't know who it is yet, like, some, somebody in the basement is not gonna know who it is yet.
yeah, well, I'll leave the conspiracy part of it out of it. You know how
Yeah.
us conspiracy theorists can, get on a tangent on it. But
Yeah, it's a runaway train, and TikTok don't help.
yes, 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 that does, and YouTube either. I
No,
mean,
definitely not.
these investigative journalists will figure it out, or well, at least try,
Yeah,
and send us down the wrong road a lot of
yeah.
times.
They'd be like, we found a receipt with the letter S on it. Definitely.
Well,
But
I'm glad that it's the beginning, just like the
mhm,
metaverse is the beginning for us. I think we're in very, very good positions in our lives to be in the metaverse this early, figuring out what businesses will look like, as well
mhm,
as jumping into cryptocurrency, no matter how many tokens you have, um to at least start planning out your future.
yeah.
Um Tell me, how do you feel with how will crypto benefit the metaverse, the advancement of the metaverse?
Gotcha. So I think, like, and I always say, leaning on towards crypto with financial wise, being able to incorporate that business sector and commerce and things like that in a digital token, it's to where we don't have to deal with, well, I'm gonna send you my card number and sign up for this class or anything like that. Like, it's just, okay, I got your QR code, boom, scan it, the crypto goes to you, I get my
Mm-hmm.
ticket or whatever the case is. And so I think that is the biggest part that a lot of people are waiting for, is just that, even, I mean, even here, in the city, we're like, it's like the shining star in the corner. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when are we going to get our own token, or when are we going to get our, transaction system or something,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
that's the biggest part. But also with using, like we spoke on, NFTs, being able to have that digital ownership, that one and only, that
Mhm.
that brings a big part of it, like, if I always give the example, like, if if this microphone was an NFT, and you were on your final episode, in the far, 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 far future, you were
Mhm.
on your final episode, and you said, "Listen, we're auctioning off the microphones. These are one of a kind. You're gonna have the ownership of it, and
Mhm.
you'll have that one specific contract that's linked to that microphone." So
And
that's
that's
a
it.
big, powerful part of it. And I'm like, oh, like, I think about it, I get like a little kid.
What it's going to do for digital art will be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to. I know Golden Hand has that Kobe piece in the alley. I'm
Yeah.
sure one day if that ever was to go up for an NFT, it is absolutely stunning,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it will be worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely. And with even with, like, when it comes to digital ownership, the breaking down is like, it gives everybody so much more power, because it's not like, okay, this one person owns this painting. It's
Mhm.
like, whether you split it up in eight or 100 or 1,000 people, like, everybody has that pride. Like, yeah, I'm a owner of that, that piece of
Mhm.
real estate or that artwork. Like, so it's so much to it, and it's gonna take time to be, adopted by the masses. But once it is, like, it's gonna be a whole different world.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I hear that you speak a lot about teaching classes in crypto. Tell us about what you're doing. Where do you teach classes? What's that curriculum like? Um explain that to us.
Gotcha. Yeah. So for I like to, because I always say my secret talent is keeping things simple.
Mhm.
So I like to get people started in the simplest way, to where they're not like, they don't feel nervous, or they don't feel like, this is too much for me. I can't do this. I give them the step by step. And then, once the first thing, get your wallet, get that. If you're ready to buy some tokens, we can do that too. And then we go from there, and then after that part, that's where we move into the academy side, which includes, like, just NFT investments and trading the markets and things like that, which, that's like, that's way, I mean, that's, the finances there are amazing.
Mhm.
But, the same way, you have to take those calculated risks, because if the same way you think, you're going to be a millionaire overnight, is the same way you could be, homeless in the street overnight, if you don't play it right.
Mhm.
And that's just with any investment.
Mhm.
That's anything in life. You have to have that risk management. Otherwise, there's big money out there that's gonna, they're gonna wipe you out.
Mhm.
So that's with that part. And but yeah, but I love meeting new people. I love explaining it to where I like to pour that excitement into them. So
Mhm.
I have my office next door,
Mhm.
which I kind of feel like I've outgrown. So it's in the works right now. It's in the works right now. We might be, shopping for a new real estate.
Oh
But
no, you no listen, it's already secured. Your office that you're moving to is across the street and it's sitting waiting on you.
gotcha. Ah, now it's on you. Now it's official. It's
It
it's
is
on the
official.
internet now. But definite, because I mean, with the technology that's coming to Horizon Worlds, which we've seen on other platforms, just, I feel like Horizon World is doing it the right way. They're not just
Mhm.
pushing everything on us. So
Mhm.
they're giving us, the little chocolate chip cookies scattered
Yeah.
around the table.
Little gold nuggets here, a gold nugget there. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. They're
So
definitely
we're
not giving.
able, yeah, so we're able, to learn it in a slower pace than,
Mhm.
being pushed in the pool of VR chat, things like that. We can take our time and, specialize in this one. And then we can go to, video player. And then we can go to whatever the case is.
Mhm.
So it's
Mhm.
definitely, I know there's a lot of e-commerce, I would say, as well as classroom teachings, things like that, because we're doing it already with the limited amount of stuff that we have. So imagine once they unlock the door.
Yes, 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 yes. So YouTube audience, thank you for everyone that is looking online. What we have been discussing with the crypto guru of the city of Adam tonight is everything crypto. Drop down in the comments and let us know what token have you purchased and how do you feel it's moving. We are curious to know.
Yeah,
I want to take this conversation a little further and talk about a rug pull. Explain to the audience what is the meaning of a rug pull in cryptocurrency.
gotcha. So a rug pull is, let's say you get, okay, you see this, and Twitter or X is like the worst with this, because they're known as the crypto social media. So
Mhm.
when people see something on there, they're like, oh, it's on Twitter, it has to be real. So they create this hype for whatever it is, some token that has really no value or anything like that.
Mhm.
And they build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up. So people are pouring in, and then there's maybe two or three people that own a majority of the token.
Mhm.
So when it gets to a level of, okay, this is pretty high, they sell all their shares, and the people who bought in late are just standing there holding an empty bag of rocks.
Mhm.
So, and it's a painful thing, that pretty much, I think where we're at now, there's way less of it.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, it's just something that, you're either, if you don't have the right mentorship, you're
Mhm.
gonna go through it,
Mhm.
or, you lock arms with someone who's been through it, and they can tell you, like, listen, that looks shady. Don't connect your
Mhm.
wallet to that. Like, they're gonna rip your wallet out of your hands.
Mhm.
So it's
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, YouTube, if you're into cryptocurrency, we really highly recommend that you have someone who is very well versed in cryptocurrency that can guide you, someone that you
Hmm.
really trust as well.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to lose all of your tokens and basically accidentally gift it to someone and
Yeah.
not able to ever get it back. But I have experienced a rug pull.
Hmm.
It was very painful. I thought I believed in the project. I
Hmm.
thought that I did the adequate research, but just like you mentioned, it was on Twitter. It was hot. Everybody was talking about it, and it was moving so fast, and I jumped on it.
Yeah.
And the developers and whoever their little group was, they pulled it from up under us. And we got
Yeah.
left with nothing. So do your research, spend the time, do the research, do the
Yep.
research.
And one thing, if you're gonna test the waters, like, if you find a token that you feel, oh, this could be, an overnight success and 10x or so, um, there's a lot of wallets out there that you can create as many wallets as you want.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to have your main wallet connected to some crazy website. You can have a couple of tokens in this wallet, connect that. That'll be your NFT wallet, let's say. So if you do
Mm-hmm.
experience a hack or a scam or something like that, they're only going to get that little portion there.
Right.
So that's key security right there. Write that down.
Yeah, y'all please, because I've known some people that they trusted people with their wallet
Hmm.
address and they took all of their money.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard to trace. And I think that's one of the main things where Congress may be stepping in because it's so hard to trace these
Hmm.
transactions back to people.
Yeah.
So you really need to guard your wallets and be careful. And
Yeah.
when we say wallet, it's not a physical wallet that you're putting in your pocket, it's a digital wallet. And so with that will require extra precautions for safety
Hmm.
from hacks. Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, what other gold nuggets you got over there? You dropping them? You dropping them?
So let me see. All right, so talking about wallets. So you have your digital wallets, which they're called hot wallets, that are on your phone or on your laptop. Those are those are always around you. Like if you have to get to your money in emergency, it's
Mhm.
right there. You can transfer it to your centralized wallet, which if you're using Coinbase or crypto.com or anything like that, they either have a debit card that for that platform, or
Mhm.
you just connect it to your bank account and transfer in and out like that. So on that end, if you're going to use a hot wallet, make sure you have a VPN, because that's an extra layer of security as well.
Mhm.
But if you're not planning on selling and you're just going to hold it for the long term, then always jump on a cold wallet, whether it's a Trezor or a Ledger wallet, one of those that once you disconnect it from your computer,
Is
it's that's it.
disconnected.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's another key security. So I always tell everybody, we gotta act like we're the bank going
Yeah.
into the crypto space.
Yeah.
The bank doesn't have their kid's first name and birth date as the password to the bank. Like, so it's that serious when it comes to protection with crypto.
Yeah. Yeah. We gotta learn those safety tips.
Hmm.
Um. Definitely. So we kind of covered a lot.
Yeah, we definitely.
Tell me. So we've talked about Bitcoin being one of your top coins. You have another one? I know, listen, I know people don't like, I'm not asking you to make
Yeah.
a recommendation. I get it.
Gotcha.
I know people are really cautious about saying, but hey, he's
Gotcha.
not making a recommendation on what token to get. I'm just kind of, probing to see
Gotcha.
what he got.
Gotcha. So yeah, no recommendation. Do your own
No
research.
recommendations. Do your own research.
So yeah, so I like coins that are connected to real world assets.
Okay.
So one of the tokens that I'm pretty much like I'm diving really deep into is it's called Proppy,
Okay.
and it's basically a cryptocurrency for real estate. So what they're trying to do is remove the middleman for banking, the banks and the closing department and all this stuff. And it's just like, okay, you have whatever 1.2 million property tokens. That house is 1 million property tokens. You send it over, and they send you back the deed to the house as a NFT format.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I'm looking into, because that's going to be powerful to have 24-hour real estate movement.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big market right there. And then Helium, which is they're basically like the I would say the Verizon of the blockchain. So
Okay.
yeah, so what they're trying to do is remove that centralized ownership for whether it's AT&T or T-Mobile, or the data that we use on our cell phones, on our house, things like that. They're trying to give that power back to the people. So like I have Helium Mobile, which is a branch off of Helium, and my cell phone service, I actually earn Helium tokens while I'm using my cell phone while I'm traveling, because I'm building the network.
Mm-hmm.
They also have hotspots. So when you connect anything to that hotspot, you earn crypto tokens as well. So it's things like that that are just, where they're giving those earning rights back to the people, rather than us paying, $300 for our cell phone bill.
Mm-hmm.
you know? So those are two big ones that I'm kind of like just obsessed with right now. And
Well,
then you
that
have, yeah,
go ahead, go
no,
ahead.
no. I was just saying you have, Ethereum, things like that.
Mhm.
Avalanche is a blockchain within itself that they were more focused on, I guess you could say, gaming wise. They were really focused on gaming, and then big banks started getting involved with them because of their speed of processing, things like that. So there's just, I mean, there's so much out there, and it's not, you don't have to buy every single one, but find the ones that you see the value of. Okay, this is
That
in the
works for
next
you.
20 years, my kids are going to be using this service,
Mhm.
and that's where
Mhm.
it comes in.
Okay. I want to go back a little bit.
Hmm.
You made the statement about the real estate
Hmm.
cryptocurrency. What do you feel the value of using cryptocurrency versus a traditional bank? Um, DeFi and being centralized.
Hmm.
What's the benefit of going DeFi completely?
Well, if you're using the blockchain and things like that, the security level and the ownership is on a solid, there's no manipulation, there's no anything like that, to where somebody can say, well, my great grandfather owns that land. Like, no,
Mm-hmm.
let's take it to the blockchain. Like, my uncle bought that land 3 years ago. So it's
Mm-hmm.
that part. But then on the crypto side, you have to think of how much the real estate agent is making, how much
Yeah.
interest the banks are putting on on the mortgage payments.
It cuts out the middleman
Yeah, you go
completely.
straight homeowner to homeowner, peer to
Mm-hmm.
peer, and just let's get this. Oh, I feel like buying that house at 11:30 at night. Like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's a big part of it. That's where I see it going.
That's a great answer. That's a
Thank
great answer. Oh, yes, that's a great answer. Okay. Good talk. I'm gonna move to the next session
you. Hmm. Thank you.
and bring
Thank you.
out the did you know? The did you know section, the did you know?
Cool. Let's go.
Yeah, so we introduced the did you know segment back to the show where I bring a topic and I ask you on YouTube and I ask y'all in here, did you know? So I consider us virtual reality enthusiasts now. Did you guys know that some of the first VR technology was introduced in the 1980s by the United States Air Force? They created a flight simulation to help train soldiers in combat and also just to teach them maneuvers and stuff with the flights. So it would create a safer environment as well as save them money. Thomas Furness was the military engineer that created it. And that was back in the 1980s. So I think we doing
That's
darn good to say.
that's crazy. That's
And it's going
wild.
to evolve even more.
Yeah.
Mm,
1980s. Wow.
1980. Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
And we're
Yeah.
we're over here like, oh, we're the
Yeah.
first we're the first steps. We're the pioneers. And
Yeah. And we're
they're running it
absolutely
up.
not. We're absolutely not.
That's crazy.
Our government, you know, our government always have stuff first, and then they tell us, and then we get it. And
Man, let me put this microphone on mute real quick.
right, right, right.
But definitely. That's crazy.
Well, look, I appreciate having you here tonight, Mr. Arroyo. You're a really nice gentleman, very kind. Every time I see you here in the city, you're very positive. We're thrilled to have you here. What's your vision and your plans for being here in the city of Adam in the future? Where
Thank you.
you
So
headed?
I definitely I appreciate it. I appreciate, you reaching out and giving me the opportunity to be on your
Mm-hmm.
show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take it lightly. I know it's you kind of sift through that pretty intensely.
I'm gonna
But
get to, but I'm definitely gonna have all of the residents in here. I'm
Gotcha.
definitely everyone that is here in the city will have an opportunity to come and talk.
Cool, cool, definite. But yeah, I've since the beginning, I've shared the vision with, Primitive and
I feel
Dunder
the
and
vibes,
Golden
but I'm in
Hands.
the middle of teleporting.
They
Okay.
I've always shared that the same vision with them for where the city was going, and to see it go from just like from 200, 300, the city
Mhm.
hall, things like that. I'm like, man, this is, and then to have the honor of hosting a block party and shutting down
What?
shutting down the
Yes.
street.
That was a
So
dope night. You did really good.
thank you,
Really
thank you.
good.
That was pretty intense for me stepping out of my zone.
Well, get ready because I want to hear that you want to plan one in October. So you let me
Cool.
know so I can get that set up for you. You can pick any one of these blocks. Go for it. Let me
Gotcha.
know now. Let me know.
I gotcha. But yeah, so it's just I mean running it up, getting this a bigger spotlight on the city,
Mhm.
to where like it's hard not to notice it because there's
Yeah.
so much power here. Whether it's the businesses, the we have some specialists in this community like that know their stuff,
Mhm.
you know,
There you
and
got one out there with you now, G Diz. Thank you for
yeah.
coming, honey.
Definite. We have the club colors,
Mhm.
venues. So there's a lot of power in the city, and I'm all for it. I'm ready to jump on the train and ride
And
out.
ride it out. Yeah, baby. We're gonna ride it. Hold on, I gotta charge up too. But yeah, we're your excitement here in the city is highly contagious. We thank you for your enthusiasm. It always spills out into the community very well. You're very highly received. So thank you for always having that positive energy here.
Thank you,
Um,
thank you.
so we want to share a little bit more with the YouTube community too, just to let them know if you're interested in finding out more from Mr. We always have this talk about saying his name in here. Yo, Mr. Arroyo, if you're curious about learning more about cryptocurrency, he has an office here in the city of Atom on Golden Avenue. He's actually two offices down from me. He's here. He's very open, very willing to help you understand. You can sign up for his classes, and learn more from him. If you are also interested in learning more about the city of Adam and becoming a resident here, let us know. Primitiveshapes.ca. Send us an email and we'll definitely reach out to you. I do have one of my beloved team members here tonight, Donder Bills. Thank you so much for joining us. He is one of the builders that works here in the city with helping construct all of these virtual spaces, and we are also led by the great Golden Hand, who is the visionary behind these spaces and the city of Adam. He's the person that basically puts all of this together. So um we are here to answer any of the questions that you have. If you're interested in bringing your businesses into this space, or if you just have questions, we will definitely set up a virtual tour and walk you through the city. If you don't have a headset, don't worry. Use your phone. You can download the MetaQuest app and you can come in mobile. It'll be on your screen, and then we'll just walk you through any one of these spaces. So, we want to thank you all for joining here tonight on YouTube as well. And shout out to my mom and dad for watching. I love y'all. Thank you, Mr. Royo, for coming in.
Thank you, thank you.
Have a good night, y'all.